That's why it's too like it's glowing.
White, bro.
Oh, like this. Okay, my bad, bro.
Like why? What's wrong with being a clean person with clean shoes?
Nah, you.
Yeah, you know the show. You know the show Monk.
No.
Come on.
Wait, what is that? I don't know either.
Monk, the guy that has like very bad OCD and he keeps everything clean and he's like an investigator.
Anime?
No,
No.
I've never seen this either.
Nope.
Monk.
If I show you, you've seen it. It's like one of those
I thought you were
like
saying
comfort
Monk for a
sci-fi
second.
shows. Monk show.
Bro, you're gonna have like the entirety of Asia there.
How much time did you spend getting the label off
This
perfectly?
guy.
Oh,
Quick, I got used to it.
No idea. Never seen it before.
I've never seen that either.
Wow. Well, he just keeps everything clean. That's why. Fire show.
You should.
Can't even answer the question, bro.
I can't. I'm just like clowning you. What's your question? What is your question, Yeabsera?
I don't want to answer it. I don't need to answer it.
Imagine a timeline.
And then you're cutting it.
Yeah, from minute 2 to 2:15, I want to take it out. Just chop 2:15, delete it. And it just slides everything from left and right together.
You're Sherlock Holmes, yeah. But my question was, is this the timeline and is this doing cut?
He's talking about the
all
symbol.
the times when
Like-
people do cut like this. I was saying, like, where does this come from?
Oh, like where can I see that while I'm editing?
No,
No,
never
no.
mind.
Okay,
you're
you're not
getting
understanding the
reference.
question.
This is like going right over your head.
No.
Let me try to explain what he's saying.
Like
so
when people do the peace sign, there's a reference to where the peace sign came from. Where does this come from?
yeah, when a director goes like cut, and then they do this hand symbol.
Oh,
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
The gesture itself.
You gotta like sit, think, and then say.
Okay.
Sit, think, and then say. Oh my god.
Actually, already sitting, so I guess think and say. But
He's fighting every inch. I can kick this guy out the podcast right now.
I can go right now. Actually,
Power is mine, bruh. Say.
all right.
I actually don't know where this is from either, but
I thought it was like timeout.
that's what I thought. Like
Oh, I guess that's like that actually makes more sense.
Cut is like the
yeah, it's like
yeah. So get a load of this guy.
All right.
Oh
How are you guys feeling today? Today's a mildly 65-degree week.
I was pretty tired when I woke up.
Tired
I don't
as
know
well.
why.
Very
Like,
tired.
cause I worked yesterday for like 9 hours. It was like 12 to 9, and then I came home around like 10 because my girl wanted to do something. Right, we went to go get some food for her. I've been getting into like, what is it? The One Piece cards. You know what those are?
cards since when?
They've been having cards, but they're really valuable. But like we bought a starter pack. Both of us was like $30. But like, yeah, we did that, and then I came home, and then I was just tired. I was just watching YouTube and eating food. I was like,
One Piece cards.
yeah, they have card games.
Never heard of One Piece.
Super
cards.
valuable apparently.
Pokemon, on the other hand, that's pretty valuable
Yeah.
nowadays.
I don't like Pokemon anymore. It's just like the fan base is so off-putting to me because it's like it's a game made for children, but these like grown men are going out and hoarding all these packs that are made for kids. I just feel bad. Like I can't get
Okay.
into something like that anymore after I see that.
I used to be a Pokemon card collector. So this
Same as a kid, yeah. I was.
this hits me in the soul, guys.
Right? Like imagine being a kid and then you want to get like you love this game, right? You want to get you want to get the new pack. And then apparently like you saw the videos at Costco, like people would like flood Costco, grown people, and they take all the packs and then just leave. There's nothing for kids. They had to like put a limit on it because of them. Like that's insane that they have to limit you like that.
When you can get like $500, $1,000 off one card, or like get a lot of money, like.
I mean,
I
it's
mean-
only valuable just because they sold everything out. Like if they didn't,
Yeah, but like money's money at the end of the day.
yeah, it's just
And you
like,
can always give the cards out. Like a lot of people who resell it, like give out cards to kids for free.
they're not
Well,
giving out valuable cards. Like
Yeah, these
obviously
cards
not.
be like
you trade it up,
10K
but like
up.
yeah,
you can't trade up.
that's the whole down payment on certain things, bro.
You can't trade up a terrible card for like the like,
yeah,
the
but
best
when
card.
they see kids, they're generally like, "Hey, let me help this kid out."
No one's gonna.
I've
do
never
that with
seen
a
that
But
ever,
Pokemon.
not
bro.
like the rarest cards, but like,
I've
you're
never-
gonna
I've
give
ne-
them a couple cards.
I've seen some of these people. They
They
won't
would
give a
never do
card.
that. Like
Hey, I
Those
guess y'all
people
just not
have
meeting
no,
the right
like-
people then.
they have no ethics, bro. It's like I don't know. He sees the good, bro. I only see the bad. I don't
You're
know.
looking for the bad. There's a difference.
I'm not looking for. I just see the bad. Like it's
Yeah,
all over the
'cause
place.
You look for what you see.
Dang,
I guess
that's
I'm just
crazy.
disappointed by people. Like it's so it's so sad. I don't know.
I used to collect heavy, but I stopped.
Me too. I used to love Pokemon up until 7th grade. I shared a locker with my friend. At the end of the school year, he stole all my cards.
That's
Yeah,
actually crazy.
and I moved schools. So after that, I never touched like Pokemon.
I think that's
Trauma
the
made you
reason
leave
why
it.
you see bad in
I'm like-
Pokemon.
Yeah, I used to be such a fan too, man. It's so like sad. I loved my cards, and then like I've never touched Pokemon after that. I get sometimes I get like a pack, but like I just give my cards to my brother. Like I don't keep them. I just open the pack. It's just fun. you know?
Opening is kind of fun though.
Opening is the most fun
Yeah,
part.
because there's a lot of suspense. Because you never know. You might end up with that, like, what, insane Charizard card or whatever they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just give it all to my brother though. Like he saves them. I don't know. He has a few. Top
Of what?
20 school versus community college.
S tier versus.
S tier versus F tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna be comparing and contrasting. That's basically it. The first question though,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should just get this out the way. Why did you go to the school that you are currently going to?
Do you want to go first or?
Sure. Wanted someplace new. Didn't want to be in a college town. Nashville's a city that I like. Also, I just didn't want to be around the same people because you don't necessarily grow, in my opinion, if you're around the same people all the time. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of basically it, simply put.
For me, it was like more financial reasons, because when I was supposed to go to college, like we just bought a house, and my parents are already like they're taking loans out for that, right? And I've always talked to them about college, like how we'd pay for college, because we're not very well off, right? So they're like, oh, don't worry about it, we have money saved for you. You know what I find out? We don't have money saved for me, right? Because we bought a house, and then I was like, okay, I'm not trying to take out a loan or anything. Like I would get scholarships, but it wouldn't be like covered full, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'll go to Nova, and it's gonna suck because like in Asian households, like it's really looked down upon, especially in my family. My cousin also went to Nova, and like this is really bad, but like they would all gossip about like him going to Nova and how like terrible it was.
Oh wow.
Because it's all like a reputation thing, you know.
Yeah.
People want to say their kids graduated from this college, right?
Yeah.
And so like people talk really bad about my cousin, but I love my cousin, you know what I mean? Like he's a really cool guy, smart. He works IT now, and like basically when I went to Nova, my parents were really terrified that they were gonna get looked down upon for that. And in the first few months when I went to Nova, like my uncles, my aunts would talk to me. They'd be like, you know how you make like slight jabs? They'd be doing stuff like that. I personally didn't care, but like I know it affected my parents because like it affected their reputation. But I went because like I wanted to save money because I also have a brother. He's going to college, and I wanted him to be able to go to good college as well. So like instead of spending the money on me, they could spend the money on him. You know what I mean? But why did you choose to go to Nova?
Great question. Okay, now I'm the interviewed. Save money, save a lot of money. My sister went to Nova, and it just felt like a familiar path.
You did pretty well in high school though, right? Like, cause you were pretty active with stuff you were doing, and I saw you like, even before we were friends. Like I heard of you. You know what I mean? Like I heard the stuff that you do, so I was like, I knew you were a smart guy. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
So,
thank you.
Like,
Oh my gosh, it's like my birthday today.
most of the
can't take
people like
compliments,
This
eh?
guy.
I met you
Yeah,
through
he has something to
Yeabsera,
say.
right? I'm pretty sure.
I think it was like leadership.
The obvious difference between community college and
Yeah.
prestigious college, right? Not Ivy League. Prestigious college.
Sure.
Social life.
Yeah.
How is the social life? Like the difference between where you guys are going.
I would say social life at Vandy is pretty good.
God dang, bro. Bring the energy up. You sound like you got a gun to your head.
I have nothing on my face. No, I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, you have Broadway there. It's not too far off. There's frats, sororities, there's business orgs, there's club events. There's always something going on, and like everyone is outside usually in the spring semester. So like we have a patio like right outside one of our big dining halls called Rand.
Called Rand?
Yeah, it's just Rand Dining Hall is what they call it. It's like whoever's donor's last name is usually. But there's a patio there. There's like lawn chairs, and we have a really huge lawn called Alumni Lawn because we have like our alumni location like really close to it. But everyone's out there playing like volleyball, throwing a football or something. So there's that. Outside of that, there's just a lot of people doing different stuff. So it's not like antisocial, but depending on if like you stay in your room all the time and live in a single, like you can be very antisocial, just depending on like what kind of person you are. So
Okay. And you're in a frat, right?
yeah,
Business
I'm in a frat, but it's more of like a
This is news to
technology
me.
pre-professional frat. So
Wait, is it?
This is news to me. I didn't know he was in a frat.
I think frats are good though. It's like good to meet people that way, and it gives you connections, which I think are fun. And it's like you always have something to do, just people to hang around with. And it's like you get access to upperclassmen really easily, which is nice for like knowing the chill classes to take, better professors, that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think between both of us, since we're both Nova students, our social lives are different because I manage a club. You don't manage a club, right? I don't think so. But like, I'm pretty sure our club is like the biggest at Nova, so we have events. We socialize, but it's definitely different from like what they do. Like I think you've been to some of our events before, right?
Yeah.
He went to our
One or two,
karaoke
yeah.
event. Davis went to our potluck a few weeks ago. Like we do stuff. We had a Squid Game event actually. We had a $200 prize. Like
Is it the like one where like you have to hit the other, like it's like the one where you're smacking something on the ground?
We
and
did
you
that
turn it
too.
around?
We did like a bunch of the games. It
Oh,
was
you did
a-
like all that. Okay.
Yeah. It was cool, but even then, social life here is very bad. I would say, even with like all the stuff I'm doing, it's just like the people come here and they go. They're working. People are always on the grind, and then like. To be honest, sometimes here people, I would say like this is like 50-50. Some people are very socially unaware, so it gets really weird and awkward when you're.
Like they don't know how to socialize because they just haven't done it in a while.
They don't know how to socialize.
That's
like,
the thing about Nova. Like, there's like your classmate's 30 years old or something with like kids and a family and a whole like life going on.
sometimes it's inspiring though. Like I've had like probably 70-year-old in my class before.
70-year-old?
Yeah, they're always on the grind. Like it's in IT class too. So like
I guess.
you know, I had this huge bodybuilder in my class. He's probably like, I think he was like 30-40 years old, but I've never seen someone like more jacked in person in my life. Like he's really massive. His like bicep was probably the size of like my thigh, bro. I don't know. It's huge. You don't really see like older people at Vandy, right? Like taking classes.
Well, we have grad students and PhD students there, and we have a whole medical campus.
Yeah, but
so,
just
like,
as like a base student, usually like you're surrounded by people your age, right?
Generally, like when you're taking your upper elective courses, like if you decide to do a master's program or like get invited to take a master's level course, like you can see people who are like in their mid-20s. You might also have, actually that is kind of it. It depends on the classes. Some of them sometimes are like mixed between like the graduate course
Yeah.
and the normal course. So like it depends, but generally like 25, 28.
I would say that's around your age range though. Like you'd see a lot of that here.
Like you're not seeing like a 32-year-old man with like a kid and a wife in your class. That's just not happening.
Yeah.
And Vanderbilt. Okay. I was about to
Yeah.
say.
I feel like it's pretty normal to have like 25-year-olds here.
Also,
I have
like at
friends
that
like
age,
that.
I feel like you probably wouldn't be even getting good aid, stuff like that. So like it'd be expensive to even go to the school itself.
That is true. That's why people
So-
they come to Nova.
Yeah.
The thing with Nova is that like it's so easy to transfer because even you can take classes at Nova that transfer to Vandy, right?
Yeah, there's people who've transferred from Nova to Vandy, which is why I say always apply. Like it does not matter if you think you're gonna get rejected, you haven't yet, so why not?
I think
try?
it's such a good like resource, like a community college. It's very looked down upon though, but like
It saves you money though, but there's so many people. Like there's this dude on Insta who went from like community college to USC, but he had gotten into, I think, like an Ivy League, but it was just too expensive. But like it still worked out for him.
yeah, the only thing that matters is like your destination, and at the end, like you're
Yeah.
gonna be at like a higher college, and
Being
that's
out
gonna
of
be your
debt
degree. So it's
out
like
of college, I think is like better than like being at a bigger name school, because you don't have to worry about something right after.
That's true. We were talking about the social life, and how a classroom at Nova can feel like a battle lobby sometimes. Everybody's just in different sections of their lives.
yeah.
I worked at the info desk, and we have a lot of individuals that are like 70, 60, or like
Of course,
really
yeah.
old, like 80. They just want to come back and restart, and they just want to see if their old card, which I've seen cards that are just like faded out, like you can't even see their face on it,
Really.
and they're just like, I want to see if this works still. I'm like, yeah, you got to go check. But it's just weird to see, and not in a bad way, but it's definitely different. Like I don't.
But
see
it's
that.
nice to see that even at that age, like some places will accept you and like help you out too. Like
Yeah.
it's really good. I think it's amazing for the price. Like that's a great place to start, even if it's looked down upon. Like I know. Like when you have stricter parents, it's like if you go to a community college, it's like they're gonna be mad at you. My parents were pretty mad at me. Sometimes they're still mad at me, but like after I tell them like I get money just for going to Nova, like I get paid for going to. Do you get paid for going to Nova? But like the money I get has been increasing based on like the grades I get. So the better my grades got, the more money I got.
Well, that's definitely a motivator. What the
Hey, I mean, you're getting paid to go to school.
You know?
Classes are expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Like just in general, bro. Like a $560 class. Well, at Nova, it's like $560 for like one class.
Y'all don't
without
have it that bad, bro.
Huh?
Guess how much Vandy classes are?
How much?
I said guess for
Guess?
a reason.
Like,
I'm a highball at like $3K.
I was thinking like 5K.
You're more right. It's $2,000 per credit, $6,000 for a 3-credit course.
Yeah, sounds about right. Like,
lab, you're paying $8,000.
but that's not even as bad as like other colleges though. Some colleges make you pay even more.
There's no way. Nobody's paying you.
Yeah, I
over
feel like they'd pay more other places, right?
what, 10 grand for a class?
Yeah, right?
Like, where are you getting tuition to be even that much? Like, tuition at Vandy a year is like $100,000, $110,000 a year.
Jeez.
Wait, are you on scholarship or are you paying
I'm on scholarship, yeah.
for the whole thing?
No, I pay a portion of it, yeah.
How much are you paying? Like, what percentage would you?
If you're
be paying?
comfortable.
Like, I guess when you factor in all the costs, around like 15 to 20% of the costs.
That's still a lot, man. I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I work and it's like not horrendous. So, I mean, it's better than what most people pay.
Yeah. Would you say like the cost to like the opportunity is like worth it for you 100%, or do you
I
want to
think
go?
also it's also like life. Like you can decide what you want to, I mean, like spend more money on in life. Like sometimes people like want to save a lot during college and then like spend an immense amount later down the line. I'm like, I'd rather spend a little bit more, enjoy life now, kind of have better connections.
You're also
all
out of
that.
state. Sometimes, do you wish like sometimes you're like back here?
No,
Oh, you like it over there a lot?
I don't like being in the same place. Like I like change a lot. Like I like having different people in my life where like everything is new and like not knowing a single person. Like for example, like when I travel, like I don't like to be somewhere too long.
Right.
But I do like to go to like a cafe every day so that I like have a connection there. So like when I go back, it's like I know someone there because I went to the same cafe every morning for like an entire week. Because at some point the person is like, hey, like what's your name? You've been here quite a couple of times and you have their phone number. Then it's like, oh, I can just, whenever I come back to the country, I can just hit someone up and be like, hey, like I'm going to be in the country for now. Like anything fun to do while I'm there. It's like a quick little thing to have. And it's like, I mean, I think it's nice that way.
So you value like connections and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, connections, I
Yeah.
think, can give you a job. They can change your life.
Oh, definitely with the
It's-
job. Yeah. Like,
even without a job, regardless, though, like connections are like kind of all you need, I think, in life. Because if you have connections, you have basically like a network of people that can do anything for you and help you do anything you want to do, depending
Yeah,
on like
I agree with
how
that.
much connection you have between them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume you're like around a lot of wealthy people
yeah,
at Vandy. How has that like shifted your mindset with your idea of money? Because I feel like it's done something, right?
but he was
I
also
don't-
raised here, so it's like
You're
I
raised
don't
here, but I
think
feel like
that
the environment, right?
$100,000 is a lot of money now in reality. Because you start to think of things more in terms of investing, taxes, all that kind of stuff, and then when you get down to the nitty gritty, like even if you gave me like I don't know like $1 million right now, like that's not enough for me to stop working for the rest of my life. It's just not.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
taxes will cut out of it. Like by the time you get your taxes taken out, you're sitting around $500,000-$600,000. Then it's like you want to put a down payment on something, then you want to invest a couple of it, but if you're not someone in your mid-20s who's had time to learn about it, you don't really know what to invest in. You might just put in S&P. That takes decades for it to actually grow into something huge.
Yeah.
So then you have like 200,000 left. Sure, you can easily blow through that. Like it's,
Okay.
I think,
so too. Actually, blowing through
Like-
200,000, like
and you're gonna like be like, oh, like I'm in my 20s, like I should enjoy a little bit of the money, and it's like you can still like make good use of the money, and it's not like $1 million isn't like a good amount of money to have, but like in full reality, at the end of the day, it's like it's not enough for you to stop working for the rest of your life. It's enough to give you a good head start compared to a lot of other people in the U.S., like a very big jump, but it's not like it's the end all be all. Like you're set for life. Like I think maybe if you're given around I don't know, maybe 5 million, depending on like how frugally you want to live and like how much like if you hire someone to like invest the money for you and stuff like that, and if you're like knowledgeable enough on that, I think it'll be fine. Like,
I agree with you with like when you're in your 20s, you want to spend a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
One thing I've like been learning from like since I started working, I talk to my customers, right? Sometimes they're like a little bit older than me. They're like 30s, 40s, and they give me advice sometimes. This is one guy that always comes in. He told me he was like he knows I'm young, right? He's like okay, look, like he's married now. He said one piece of advice I can give you is that like don't spend any money in your 20s. Just save it all, and you're gonna be happy when when you enter your 30s, like your 40s, because you're paying to get married. Like he said, it doesn't matter if you like drive a terrible car. Doesn't matter like if you're not buying the most luxurious things, but when you're married, you'll have everything sorted. Like you have your stuff paid for. You have the stuff that actually matters paid for. Like you have your house and everything. You know what I mean?
I feel like there's lines and levels to it, don't you think? Because if you just live like a lifestyle where you're just focused on saving, you don't gotta be like fully
frugal. You know what I mean? He just said, don't be too luxurious. Like don't go for that.
That's
sense.
fair. Yeah. Like I wouldn't say it like that because it depends on like your level of income. Like if you study, I don't know, like for example, like CS or like you're doing something medical, like by your mid 20s, you're gonna be clearing over 6 figures easily. So
if everything works out, that's the thing. It's like
yeah, but like I think it's the positive mindset that works out. Like things do work out. It's just like believe that they will work out, and if it doesn't and it deviates, like just keep trying because in the end it works out. Like for example, with like CS internships, people always are like, oh, the market's cooked, but tens of thousands of students are still getting internships, so it's not cooked. You just have to put in more work, and you have to be willing to do that. Right. It's not always going to be easy. Like college is harder to get into, jobs are harder to get, but like people are still getting them. You just have to work harder for them. And if you can't, that's fine. But don't be mad and say like, oh, the market's cooked. It's just you're cooked in the mindset that you don't think that hard work pays off still. It's just you have to work harder now because that's what life is.
Do you feel like in the school that you're at, you feel like you have to work extra hard with the people around you? Because I feel like everyone there is kind of like...
No, you just work smarter. I think that like you just have better study habits. Like you know what to value, what not to value, stuff like that. Like I mean, I don't know, I'm a rising junior now, so I think like by now I know what I need to worry about and like what I don't need to worry about. Like there's classes where like I know I have to take them, but I don't necessarily like need the knowledge. It's just a requirement for me to graduate. But there's other classes where like I will put down like going out or do anything, just like sit down and learn from the class. I actually need it down the line when I'm in the industry. So it just depends.
Since you're in a nice university, you know how like we have services at Nova, you guys have services at Vandy, right? What do you think is your like the best like service in your opinion that at your college?
Best service?
Yeah, like something that's super useful for you and like all the other students too. Because I feel like we have good services, don't get me wrong. Here it's just not comparable to like anything when you go to like Mason.
I wouldn't say this is like more so services, but there's a lot of funding that we have. Like it's easily over $1 million in funding that gets given out to students every year. Like there's internship funds that go up to $6,000. They give $6,000 to almost every student who comes in just as like to help you over the summer for funding. There's a lot of research funds. You can get into research pretty easily. It's not too hard. There's like a lot of opportunities which are like not too hard to get. Like it's still competitive to get them, but like I think there's a lot of variety with them.
Yeah.
And people are like pretty open to helping you with
how's the lifestyle at like Vandy? You have your gyms there, you have the food and everything.
Food is all right. We have residential dining, so there's no like Starbucks or like Chick-fil-A on campus. There's nothing like that. It's all like there's workers or chefs like that make everything in a house.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not as like grand as you think. It's just like a normal like high school dining hall style. Like they're a chef regardless of where they work.
Is it like a college that's like a VCU where it's like in this like city, or like is it similar to that way? Or
like we're around like skyscrapers. People have high-rise apartments right next to the campus.
Whoa, I didn't think it was like, I thought it was more like rural. Like
no.
That's what I thought too.
We are like super close to everything. Like we're super close to Broadway, which is like where a lot of people come for bachelorettes. Like a lot of country people come down there. It's known for Nashville hot chicken. But yeah, a lot of people who have the money to like will live off campus because it's nicer. And you
Yeah, so
have, like,
that makes a difference too, since like you're also incorporating city life.
So
Do you
what-
work there as well, or like
yeah, I'm a TA for a CS class. So
that's cool? Does that pay well for you? You think, or
it's like 12 an hour, nothing crazy. It's just like normal.
that's not that bad though, anyway,
Yeah.
for a college
It's
job?
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, for most TA positions, the usual pay I think is about like 14, 15. But I mean, like it's pretty chill. Like you're just helping students for like getting into CS, or like you're basically like selling them CS kind of, which is kind of fun, I guess. But I
I'm
mean, I
gonna need the
enjoy it.
Yeabsera TA services soon, bro.
Hey, if it's not in Java, I can't help you, man.
Oh, I
Java
gotta learn
is-
Java. Yeah.
Java's chill.
You've done Java
I
before?
haven't done Java. I did just Python, but
I'm taking
is-
Python again.
again.
Yeah.
Why?
My first professor here. This is the thing.
Do you need to take it, or you just like want?
I got a
to
C in the class.
Oh, I'm
but-
like, okay, you don't need to like take Python to learn Python, is what I meant.
No, I don't need to take it to learn Python. I just had a really bad professor. Like,
Okay.
What did he make you do? Was it like?
she didn't know English, first of all. Like, she's from the Middle East. Nothing wrong with it. Like, she just had a heavy accent, and she's really old.
Okay.
The way she taught, you had a whiteboard. She would write stuff down, barely legible, and she'd be like talking like this. Like, she'd be whispering. The people in the back of the class couldn't hear her, and they'd say that too throughout class. But like, she'd raise her voice. It's not going any higher. You know what I mean?
I would have just bought her a mic and gave it to her at that point.
nah, that's
Yeah, and it was like that for the whole semester, and basically it was self-taught. But the problem is, like, I did all the assignments and all the projects perfectly, but on our exam,
Yeah.
we had to write code in like a notepad or whatever.
Oh,
It's really
yeah.
bad. I don't know why we're doing code on a notepad, but like,
That is
Bro, I
not
have to write it
good.
on paper.
yeah,
That was how
To
we
write
had to
code
do,
on
like,
paper.
Yeah, you write everything on paper, Vandy. There's no like online stuff.
But like the questions she wrote, since she doesn't know English that well, it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
So
'Cause I'm
half the
Python
class-
is generally pretty easy. to
It is,
understand, So.
and half the class, pretty sure failed. I got a C, but still, like for the advanced program, I need a B or higher in that class.
Yeah. The
Like-
professors are so important, bro. Like
They
it
are.
blows my mind when someone says they chose a class and they did not even like look at the professor. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
I think half my professors have been like 1 or 2 stars, but I've gotten A's in the courses. It's just a little bit harder, but it's what you expect because you're not gonna get the best here, but
Yeah.
you'll get like it's adequate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like, there's like you're because you're paying less, you get what you pay for basically.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So since you're paying less, I think you'd have a harder experience here, but I think overall it's worth it in my
Yeah.
opinion.
It really
it's-
is like make with what you get
Yeah.
at wherever you are. Like you can go to Vandy and you can go to community college, but like we can have a better experience than he is.
It's
like
like,
if
it
we make
depends
the
on if
most
you're on
of where
top
we're
of your
at.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like there's people at Vandy who like they're there and it's like sometimes like their family's already well off, so they don't necessarily need to worry about college. Like they just pick the easiest major, aren't in a frat, don't worry too much about it. And then it's like right when junior senior year comes around, they're like scrambling to do something, and they're like, I don't have an internship, I don't have clubs, I don't have anything, and it's like, how am I gonna get a job, yada yada. But it's like they thought they were fine because like their parents were well off. And in some cases they are fine because like family business, all that. But I would say in most cases like it does happen, and I've seen it in person where like people get kind of screwed.
Yeah, like if
Ooh.
I don't think it matters like where you are, but if you're putting effort into something, you'll always get like a better investment off of that than like
Yeah.
just relying on you going to a good school is gonna get you a good job. Because I don't think that like ever works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
That's
have
true.
to try, like you said, with the internships,
Yeah, like the name does help in some extent, and like
but
I
it's
feel
not
like-
everything, right?
Like why would if a company hired me because of the name of where I went? Like is that,
That
really
happens.
the?
Yeah.
I know that happens,
Big
but
tech
come on.
companies like will religiously hire from Georgia Tech
Because that's
like,
because they have partnerships with like some people, like the schools like
it's
that.
not necessarily okay. You're also saying partnership, but he was saying that like the name of the school is getting you there. Well, the name of the school comes from that partnership,
Right.
so the name is giving. Like once you tell someone you go to Georgia Tech, they automatically put you in a caliber of someone who's like super into engineering, unless you tell them you're not doing engineering.
Right. But I think, like you said, especially in like the CS or IT field, your projects and your like certifications will, I think it outweigh that, but it does play a role, right?
Yeah. No,
I'd
but
say like maybe 20%, maybe. Like
but the
I don't
thing
know
is,
if
when
it's
you
more
go
than
to
that.
like a school like Georgia Tech, for example, because I have a friend who does go there, and it's like you literally don't need to do much less than just attend the school and make sure you're doing well.
Are you
Like,
serious?
in most cases, like what they teach you is what you need to know. The quality of classes are good enough because like they've been outputting enough quality to the point where they're like, we trust your curriculum, just make sure people are graduating, and if they're having a good GPA, can pass our interviews, then we'll hire them. But they'll get first dibs from those universities because they know that like we've had good output saying that like, oh, these students have always been doing well. They've been given the full-time offers. They've been getting promoted. And it's like, well, where are these students coming from? Georgia Tech, Cornell, Stanford especially for like the graduate degrees. Honestly, like one of the best schools you can get into.
Oh, but for this area, we live in a very good area for like technology.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Like we're near DC.
We have Amazon and Capital One for like software.
Yeah.
For IT, there's a lot of stuff because you can do like government contracting,
Right,
cyber
right.
stuff. Like in that sense, yeah, it's good.
We're in a very good area for that. So I think like education does matter, but like you have a good chance here from I think any
Like
college.
what you study kind of affects it too.
A lot of the times people just pick a field and they don't like the field, but they just go with it like because it makes money, and they end up like doing really bad because they don't want to put effort into it, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not a very like IT tech type of guy, but also like I like talking, so I'm thinking of like doing a consulting type thing. The main difference in my mind from like a college like yours versus mine, I think mine is like community college is a lot more depressing usually because I don't know, some people like sometimes it feels kind of hopeless, like you're here and you want to reach like something higher, like, but
yeah, I think though like a big part of it is you have to find the right people, because even at like Vandy there's people who like will always like put you down for trying harder because they don't think that it's worth it, and then there's people who are like, bro, let's like spend more time doing
like
it.
Socializing here is
Abdullah's
almost
right.
non-existent. Like
Abdullah's right. Yeah. It's like the environment. It's not even just. It's the energy, bro.
it's kind of
There's
like
a
down
Nova-
upon too. Like if you just hit up a random stranger, like sometimes
Really?
Yeah.
people don't like that.
People don't
like-
like talking over here. They're like AirPod people. Like
Yeah.
you gotta go out your way to speak to people over here. That's why I did work study, so
Yeah.
I can actually like meet new people.
Yeah, that's why I'm in a club too. Like I
Yeah.
needed like something where I could talk to people and like actually still stay active, because we ended up being pretty active in high school too, and I wanted to keep that going.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to do something, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of back to what you're saying about the environment and the energy, I was called back to the high school that I'm not gonna out of high school, high school that we used to go to for like an alumni event, and we were supposed to give advice to kids. Like, kids is crazy, and we had like Nova students at the table. They want to go to Nova, and that was me and a couple other alumni. I was saying, guys, if you're looking for social life,
Don't go
be
here.
careful about Nova. All the other alumni were pressed that I said that. They're just like, why are you telling them that? Don't say that. They're not going to want to go. Da-da-da-da. I was like, in fact, you are my alumni for me, and you never told me. And like, I kind of wish I knew that. So I'm
like,
telling them
do you
things
think you
that
would have
they
went to
needed.
Mason instead then?
No. I mean, I still probably would have gone to Nova, but I wish I knew, because when I went,
right.
it was definitely a culture shock. What is one thing that like the school that you went to like shifted your mindset in? Like before you went to the school and now after, like what made it different? What made Abdullah different? What made Yeabsera different? What changed because of the school?
I could take this one first. You know me in high school. Like I was pretty lazy. Like I'm not gonna lie. With like schoolwork, I think I was
sure,
really
yeah.
lazy. But with club, I put effort into like the clubs I liked, right?
Mm-hmm.
But schoolwork, I was super lazy. I kind of stopped caring about my grade because, you know, after COVID, I would say I went through like a kind of depressive phase, and I was pretty burnt out. So I did really bad. A lot of people did good in COVID. Like that's an easy A, right? But for me, I just stopped doing anything. So my GPA dropped a lot. And from then, I low-key like didn't put as much effort into school as I should have. But when I came here, I'm paying for this, right? I've gotten almost straight A's every semester, except for a few classes. I've only like the classes I've done bad in, I didn't get an F. I've never gotten an F. The worst grade I've gotten is a C. But it's like the professors themselves have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Why do you call yourself dumb? You're actually pretty smart.
You
Not
can-
good off of the C's and stuff. Like I don't see that as I don't
You
see grades
can
as smart,
be-
but you're a smart guy.
I would say I'm dumb because of like brain rot and stuff like that. Like I think
Okay.
I make
He's
really
like
dumb.
straight dumb basically, but like book smart.
No, I think I make really dumb jokes. That's just what it is. But I
You
think,
consider that straight dumb though.
I don't consider that street dumb. I think I have like
So you just consider that
I'm
dumb
okay.
in general.
I just say dumb stuff. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. My humor sucks, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm really smart either though. Like there's people a lot smarter than me. Like you can find here, but
Smart is very relative.
It is.
After I've seen
Yeah, it's what you
people in
think
different
is smart.
colleges and stuff.
yeah, I mean, I
Like,
would
I'm
say
sure
he's-
people assume. I mean, you're obviously a smart guy, but I'm sure people assume that you're like intelligent, like a lot of IQ.
It
You know,
depends on
Yeah,
what
I'll
you
say he's smarter than me,
consider
though, like, I don't know.
intelligent, though. It's like if you have better resources, you'll just become more intelligent. Like if I have access to tutors and you don't, it literally means I'll be smarter. That's why
That's true.
if you have more money, you can study for the SAT better, then you end up going to an Ivy League. But someone who doesn't have the tutor has to figure it out on their own. But that's so much work that like you might just not want to do it, and you just go to like a state school or just like it's still a good school, but like you could have possibly won to an Ivy League if you just had better resources. So.
yeah.
But I would say that's like one thing to answer the question that like Vandy, like resources matter a lot and connections matter a lot, because I've seen people get a lot of things with connections, and that like for me I feel like a lot of stuff that I have questions on I just text someone and I just have an answer. I don't really like worry about it. I just like like who can help, and then I have like one or two people who come into mind or more, and then I just ask away and I'm like cool. So yeah.
yeah,
I don't think I let Abdullah finish.
I was
Did I
talking about there's also time management. And when you go
Okay,
to college,
that's what it was. Okay.
time
Oh,
management
yeah.
is massive. Like in high school, you just go throughout the day. 2:55, you're done. You know.
To this day, I don't know how we like used to wake up at like 6:30, 7:30
I
in the
still wake
morning.
up around that time.
Every single day.
I take really early classes, so like I still wake up
I
around that time.
can't do that, bro.
I
I'm a night person.
I stayed with the schedule. I do both. I take late night classes if I have to. I take early morning classes.
That's
if I
good.
have to.
But that doesn't make sense. Are you sleeping like 6 hours then?
Yeah, but
I'm not
prioritize the
sleeping, but, like, I
professor in
sleep
the
for, like,
class.
Literally today, I slept for like maybe 3 hours, and then like I got up.
This is
But
gonna
3
really
hours?
be bad for you down the line, my boy.
That's fine. I mean, like
That's fine.
Dude,
down
3
the-
hours of sleep?
I'll
That's
be
really
sleeping more
bad.
down the line though. Like when I'm older, like I'll get my sleep. But
Why not get it now?
I get it now.
I'm busy.
I feel like one thing that community college taught me was independence.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot about like that. I value that actually. I don't like being tied down to a lot of stuff. That's like nice to have. I
Me
think.
neither. My parents are still super strict about like.
Oh
once
yeah.
I'm doing this, where I'm doing
My
this.
parents
where
are
am I?
like,
Yeah.
I came back at like 1 a.m. a couple of days ago, and then they're like, "Well, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Is there an issue?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're coming back so late." I'm like, "So what do you think happens on a campus when you're not there?" And I come back at like 3 a.m. They're like, And then they're like logic started to kick in, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, we can't really do much, but don't come back later than 2."
Yeah,
And
I went to go
like,
pick
"Okay."
my brother at 1 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
because he finished prom. He had his prom recently, and then
Yeah.
I left the house. I get a call immediately, like, "Where are you at? Why are you leaving at 1 o'clock?" I was like, "I went to go pick up my brother," and they're like, "No, come back. Your dad will pick him up." I was like, "What? Are you serious?" I can't even pick up
Yeah.
my brother, like,
I don't know. I think for me, I was just like, I'm just gonna leave. Like, I'm just not gonna be home. Yada yada. Like, my parents are pretty chill though now. They like kind of
my
understood.
parents are strict. Like,
I've left though. That's the thing. Like, they like.
I think you leaving, I remember you in high school, bro. It was
Bro,
very
so
strict. This dude
bad.
was under surveillance.
Dude,
bro.
I
like,
have cameras in
I
my
literally
house,
had
bro.
to like.
Cameras in your
I
house.
was like scheming 24/7, basically being like, I gotta make sure this story lines up with this. Gotta make sure this lines up
I know
with this.
exactly.
A ride here, a ride there. I gotta finesse this little right there. Like, bro.
I still do that. I still have to do that to this day, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm
really?
telling you, once you have like
once you get out, like
independence-
you'll be.
But I don't
chilling.
even like coming back home, bro, because it's just always like a hassle. Because it's like there's
You're
not
the
enough
oldest,
cars
too.
for everyone to leave when they need to. People have a different things. Like basically, I work, my brother works, my dad, and my mom. So it's like nobody has 4 cars. My
Mhm.
brother has his car, and it's like okay, I don't have a car, so I'm either Ubering. But my parents like don't waste money, so then it's like I always have to like finagle a way in order to get a car.
Mhm.
But independence is nice though. I'll say being out of state is like one benefit I got from that.
That's what I really wanted out of college. Like I really wanted to be on my own. My parents don't like hearing it, but I tell them like I want to live on my own at some point.
No, that's the dumbest thing you could do.
Oh, I guess
Save
I'm
your
getting
money,
lifestyle
bro.
and
No,
independence
but I'm
mixed
talking
up.
about like in college. That's why I wanted to go to college so I could like move away from home and get that experience.
Lifestyle was chill in community college. It wasn't as bad because I have no problem like going back home and doing my thing. But
Yeah, I mean-
Independence, I can tell it's definitely a big hit on you if you're out.
Yeah, I think it's like my parents don't really even care what I do now. They're just like, "When are you going?" And then I'm just like, "I'm leaving." And then I'll tell my mom where I'm going, and she's like, "Wait," because I was telling her about the podcast thing, and she's like, "Wait, what is that?" And I'm like, "Let me." It doesn't matter even. She was just like, and I was like, "I could be doing work. I could be go getting food. Like you don't care. You just want to know to know." But I'm like, "I'll be home later," and she was like, "Okay."
I did
That's
the
all
same
that
thing
matters.
today,
Yeah, I'll
too.
be
Like
home.
I literally told my dad, he's like, "Oh, cool, have fun." My mom was like, "I have no idea what that is." She listened to podcasts, mind you that, and then yeah, I think she's just like she wants it in like the Amharic way.
In high school, especially, I'd be playing tennis. My dad would be there, and I
Bro.
wouldn't know. Like his car would be there. He'd just pull up to watch,
And
and
just
then see if I'm like actually doing what I told him I'd be doing, and then he leaves. And then I remember we would
That's
get Subway
scary.
and stuff. He got pressed because he was like, "I know what you were doing." I was like, "What did I do?" He's like, "You went to Subway." I was like, "How'd you know that?" But I forgot our cards are connected. Like he has access to my card, so he'd be watching. He used to watch my transactions.
Bro,
Apparently,
what?
sometimes he still does that, but like I
I would
stopped
say
caring.
get your own card, bro.
No,
That
yeah,
sometimes,
is
like-
wild.
but
I don't
he was
know.
like- I was like, "How'd you know?" He was like, I have eyes everywhere. I literally like
Ah,
I tweaked out on him. I was like, okay, stop doing this.
you
this
need your
stuff.
own
It's
credit
so
card
weird,
too,
like,
bro. Are you
no
gonna
one
get a
else
house
does
and
this.
stuff?
But he's very. He looks like a very like angry, strict guy, but he's very protective. I don't know why. It might be something like from his past. I don't
We
know.
have no idea.
But I never really questioned it. But he's super family oriented. I don't know. I don't know. If he had a daughter, it'd be cooked for the daughter.
I think it depends if you're just
Ah.
tied down. Like if you, it's like saying
Or
like
just anybody.
complete freedom is really really bad if you've never had freedom before.
Mm.
Like I feel like you should have freedom from a young age and just be like, cool, where are you gonna go? Cool, just let me know when I
No,
need
yeah.
to pick
If
you up.
they're if they're young,
Because at the end of the day, like it's the whole thing on like parents being like, if you're gonna drink, if you're gonna do something, like let me do it with you so it's safe.
Yeah,
and then like
I've
you
seen
can,
people
and then
do
I can
that.
tell you why it's bad. Like let's not do marijuana, but like if you want to get a drink and you're like 18, sure, we can have a drink. It doesn't matter because in other countries it's completely fine. But know about safe drinking. Know what your limits are. Are you a lightweight or are you a heavyweight? If you're a heavyweight, then cool, you're chilling. If you're a lightweight, you need to be really careful. You know, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I saw this TikTok of like this family. It was like this guy, and he was like, he did what you said, basically. Like
Yeah.
he would try stuff with his parents, like alcohol. He did marijuana with his parents.
That's
Like
crazy. I mean,
his parents never did it before, but they did it with him. You know what I mean? And they were like super comfortable. They went to a concert together, to rave together. Like I thought it was pretty cool that they were that chill. You
Mhm.
know, but that
Yeah.
builds that trust. You know
It
what
does,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And a lot of like I feel like in my culture it's not like
I
like
feel
that.
like that's with most like international-ish kind of cultures. Like if you come from outside the U.S., it's mostly like most things are like you don't really talk to your parents about most things. You keep it like pretty to yourself.
Yeah,
It's like privacy is a big thing that most people
we're
consider.
pretty far away from the question now though.
Yeah,
What about for
Yeah.
you were saying
lifestyle, college. How Mason? You
Yeah,
said
guys, lock in.
you mentioned something about what exactly?
Lifestyle.
How the lifestyle was
independence.
good, independence was fine.
Yeah.
Like for you, it was not bad to manage it at all.
Mhm.
Are you
like-
able to come back to home at any time you want, or like?
Yeah, like my parents are definitely not too strict. They used to be very strict, but every parent has like that switch.
So like,
Random
if you came
age,
back at like 4 a.m., would they care?
they would care. Like they would like stay up late just until I'd come home. They won't
Yeah,
go to
that's what my
sleep.
parents do.
Yeah, they'll be sitting in the living. Like the second I come in, they start going to sleep.
The
They're just
first
like,
time-
okay,
The
I
first
got my
time-
parents to just go to sleep now,
The
so they don't
first
even
time I
like
came
stay
home
up.
late,
Never
my dad was
happens.
like this.
that's
He did the whole Andrew Tate thing. He's like,
Yeah.
Where
He's
have
like,
you
"Where
been,
were you?"
Abdullah?
Yeah. I was like, I
Abdullah,
was at
where
a
have you
concert.
been?
My first concert, right? Came home at like 3 a.m.
oh,
3 a.m. actually.
you didn't tell him?
No, I did tell them that I was gonna be
Oh,
like there.
okay.
yeah.
Like, why is it taking so long? Like the metro's gonna come any faster if you yell like I don't know.
That's crazy.
I always told them like, guys, if I was like at a 4-year uni, like if I was far away, like I'm not living here, I'd be back here like 3 hours later. You know that, right? They're just like, no. Still,
Yeah, that's what I enjoy about being.
But then, if
out,
I said
bro.
that to my parents, they get so mad.
yeah,
Like
same.
I use that as a comparison now because I'm like, if you're not gonna do anything there, what makes you think it's valid here?
Mm.
yeah.
And then they're
Bro
like,
is fighting.
no, because
Fight him
no,
back.
It's true though. For him, it's true. Like
It's
he
true.
has that experience.
like
where,
I've came home at like I don't know, like one time I came home at 5. I was like studying and then I went out and then I came back to study and then I went to sleep because I had something to go to.
bro,
It was like
studying. study.
Yeah, it was my friend's birthday party. I was there from like 12 to 2, and then I had to study because I had an exam.
What are you doing till 2 a.m.?
That was his party. It was a house party. He just had it from 12 to 2.
Just a house party. Getting back to the question, I feel like once you go to community college, it's really hard not to compare. Yeah, really, really hard not to compare to other people going to other schools.
Yeah, do you get jealous sometimes?
The first year I did, I made sure I didn't check anyone's stories, anyone's posts. I was pretty upset. But after a while, I just like learned the philosophy that we're all on different journeys and like we're all doing our own thing.
I think you see that a lot after college.
And growth is like relative. Like it's just it's not linear.
But it's kind of nice. Like at least with my friends, I don't know about like you guys. Most of my friends I've still kept in touch with. Like we would still talk. Like nothing really changed between us. But like I like that though. Like a lot of my friends are elsewhere, right? Like Davis goes to like Mason, of course. But, like everyone else is like UVA, VT. You're at Vandy. Like they're all over the place. Sanai, bro, like that guy is especially all over the place.
Was like,
I spoke to him 3 days ago on the phone.
You need to have him here.
Yeah, I was gonna have him here.
Yeah, I think, was he in Venezuela? That was right, or was he in another country?
Argentina.
I might call him later. He's always the first to call me. Actually, he calls me first.
Yeah, that's what I respect about him. He goes out his way to like. Yeah. Despite being around the world, literally, he goes out his way to meet people and try.
Yeah, bro. He's very. I don't know. He's very cool. I haven't talked to him in a while. I want to catch up with him.
Your whole life perspective changes after you go abroad. Like everyone I know who went abroad was like, "I'm very happy I did that."
They always say that.
People regret not going.
She's there for this is her 3rd semester abroad. She's still
like, and if your school pays for it, like you might as well stay there because if it ends up being
if it's paid for,
most times your school just like whatever fin aid they give you to go to their school, they just give it to you to pay for the other school, or they just pay it for you generally. So
it's bro, college is just a money thing, bro. If you had, imagine you had all the money you can and you can afford it all, like the decisions you would currently be making would be very different.
No, of course.
Money definitely plays a big factor in our education and like everything we do.
I think the way people throw money away at Vandy is like, at some point it makes you not value money. I feel like at sometimes.
Tell us more about that.
Before last time we talked, I think the first.
Yeah, like the thing is like people spend money that it doesn't really matter. Like I've seen people just like really not care. Like people are like, oh, like I'm gonna be flying here, and it's like, what airline are you using? You're like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm using my dad's PJ.
Oh,
like it's that level of wealth. Like Mark Cuban's daughters goes there.
Yeah, like
it's people of that caliber, and then there's a lot of international students who come from China, which like, you know how China is. Like everyone there, like there's I think there's like everyone there, like 1 in 3 is like a millionaire. So like a lot of people come from money.
1 in 3.
I didn't know that.
Or was it?
There's no way it's 1 in 3.
Or was it Singapore?
That's a lot.
It's probably Singapore. There's no way.
I think it's Singapore. Yeah, sorry. But a lot of people come from a lot of wealth there, so like money really isn't like a taboo-ish topic, I would say in most cases. But like, I think it just depends on like what your crowd is. But it's also like you tend to value different things, I guess. Like you value like having connections and like kind of building that. But it's like if you end up spending money to do it, it's like not bad. But people throw them a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's the mentality shift between like being in a high school and being in like college. I still miss the experience in high school. It was just so fun. Like I didn't have to care. You know what I mean? I miss the friends. I miss like I miss some of the teachers too. Like to be honest, what do you think, Philemon? Do you think for you going into community college was like something that ended up working good for you, or do you think you would have preferred going into somewhere else?
I'll hold the mic because now everyone's holding it.
Actually, to add on to that, do you have any regrets that at this time you tell yourself in high school saying like, don't make this decision, try something out, maybe go to VCU, see how it is, and then transfer? I
feel like everyone has some form of regret. You probably have some regret at some decisions too.
Like I have some high school regrets with not taking like harder classes. I think I would have done just fine. Like I was more worried about GPA than I was knowledge, which now I care more about knowledge than I do care about grades and GPA. Like,
my answer to
C and know the knowledge than A with like mediocre knowledge.
My answer to your question, there's always a little bit of regret to everything that you do in life.
Yeah.
But I don't think I regret going to Nova. Mainly because of the people I met and like the amount of money I saved. Mostly, maybe like 90% of the people that I met. I met like life-changing friends. Like
Yeah, I met
closest
my girl at
friends.
Nova, so it's like
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a big difference because like I would not be doing what I'm doing right now if I was somewhere else. I feel like Nova's, if anything, has made me work harder because if I was at a different college, I would want to have fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah, but
same.
even at Vandy, you have fun, but it's very much work hard, play hard because everybody there is ending up at like a crazy internship. So if you're not doing the same thing on the same level, like you're gonna feel out of place, which then in turn makes you work harder. And now you have similarity. Now you're like, oh, like we all have worked hard, we all have internships, we all have this.
I think
this,
it depends on the person though. Like some people,
You get forced into it
if
even
they're
if you
down-
don't want to actually.
but if some people are down, they struggle to get back up and like they just give up. You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
like,
Like
your
a
friends are
slippery
there to
slope?
help you. Like
Yeah.
no one's there to like keep
That
you
makes
down.
sense.
Feel like if you're going through something, you're like, I had a friend who's like struggling to get internship, right? I would just send him stuff to help him get stuff, and then he ended up getting research, and he got paid for that, and he's doing.
But
like,
that's
so-
you
But
being a
some
good
people
friend.
don't have. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't have that.
Like some people don't have good friends either. Like it's
Well, I
different.
mean, that's kind of the dynamic at Vandy, which I was like saying. Like a lot of people are willing to help you if you ask for it. If you find the right people and you put yourself in the right groups, like you'll end up having people who will help you out down the line.
That's the problem at Nova. Finding the right people. Like
It's very difficult.
yeah.
But even me, when I took those summer classes, bro, like I made friends with people in my lab.
Yeah, I mean,
Like that's pretty. Like I'm saying, like I feel like it wasn't too bad with Nova. Like I knew the
but that's in
stereotype.
class. Have you hung out with them out of class?
I got food and drinks with one of them. Yeah.
Well, one of them. Like that's the thing. It's like it's very rare for you. Okay, this is for me. This is my experience, right?
Yeah.
You make a friend for a semester.
Uh-huh.
Next semester, you guys don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Really?
you don't.
people
yeah.
come and go like flies.
I didn't even
That's
know some of my
crazy.
friends graduated. They're all like they graduated. They transferred to a different school, and the only way I found out is like Instagram. And I'm like, oh, this is what happened to them, right?
yeah.
I was like, what? It's crazy because like we're still like we would still text from time to time because they would respond to my stories,
Mm-hmm.
but like we're not friends like how I'm friends with you. Like we would still hang
I
out
see
and
what you
stuff,
mean.
or like you, right? Like we would hang out, but it's like I made the friend in the semester. We would study together. We do the like study groups. People do that, right? And then like maybe occasionally we get food, but after the semester's over, they'd be like, "Oh, let's make plans for next semester," and it never ends up happening.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that I mean that happens. I feel like everywhere you go though, because like not everyone follows through with plans, and sometimes people put on a facade. Like,
But this one's like
this one's like legit. Like if you went here full time, you'd see it very often.
okay.
people meet each other just for the class. Like they give each other numbers just to pass the class, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
really that bad. Like I mean,
It's-
at Vandy stuff like that kind of does happen as well. But I feel like people don't tend to try to use. Like you'll still see people outside of class. Like I've done presentation with people and stuff like that, and it's like I'll see them every now and then. I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Like they're just like, hey, yeah, how's it going, Yeabsera?
The
Like,
difference
yada,
is
yada.
like finances though. Like here, people are here because they're trying to save money. So a lot of the times they're working full time as well. So they're taking classes.
Oh,
right
I
after
meant
their
more so,
class, they're going to
right
work,
Like,
you
if
know?
I see them at a dining hall, if I see them just like going out or something, I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Like, we'll catch up here and there, but it's not to the point where like, I think it depends because you said people here, it's like a commuter school, so like you don't really get those like small social interactions that
We
like,
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very like in and out. There's a there's a point in time of my life
Point in
where
time.
I just gave up on meeting people at Nova because people just
Me too.
Yeah.
That's me right now. Honestly, like, cause I'm about to transfer out right now too. So I was like, there's really no point of me in my first semester and my second semester. That was my main goal. It's like meet as many people as I could, get to
Same.
know them,
Yeah.
be involved. But as I've like progressed through Nova, I think a lot of people go through this. Like,
Don't
They
play
just-
with that. Don't play with that. Is that the on and off?
oh, it is,
actually creates a lot of sound. Never mind.
yeah.
Yeah, chill.
But like as I
my fault,
progressed
my
through Nova,
You good?
it's like I noticed that I started like looking for that stuff less, cause like people don't want that stuff either. Like a lot of people just want to leave, you know?
My Nova experience wasn't as it's like it's depressing if you make it though, don't you think?
yeah.
Because you really gotta, you definitely have to put in a lot more work compared to
But
Mason
we're
or
also in
other
advanced,
schools.
you know, so we have that experience that like we can go over there and participate in their events.
Yeah.
But there's not really many events that you can participate here. Yeah, if you're shy, like I don't think it would
But
matter.
I'm an extrovert. I love talking to people, meeting new people. So it
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
like did something to my character. But you just, if you're naturally an extrovert, you will just naturally meet new people no matter where you're
I
at.
tried really hard to become an extrovert in like later in high school, and when I came here, I tried to do the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm as I've progressed, I've become more introverted than like actually like continuing on with that.
Yeah.
It's just harder here to like approach people. This is really weird, but before my girlfriend, like me and my other friends from like campus would they'd be like, oh, just to talk to people, they'd make me like go to girls and ask like talk to them, and then like get their number or something, and then we would hang out. I would hang out with this girl, and I was like,
they force you to like go up and like.
So basically, you have to go on a date with a girl just so your friends could have friends of girls.
Something like I did that for someone before.
Bro. That's actually insane. But that's like weird for the girl though, because she's like, oh, this guy like might like me. Oh, sure, let's go on.
No, I mean, I didn't go up to them if I didn't like think they were like good looking at the time, but like.
So you were cheating on your girl basically?
No,
I wasn't
before.
with her at the time.
Oh. Okay.
That is crazy doing that during.
That's
No,
crazy. Like,
you wouldn't do that.
A girl's attractive, and then you're going up to her while you got a girl. Like,
No, I would never do that. Like I love my girlfriend. I don't know. Like before her, I gained a lot of weight. Have you felt that? Like in college, I've gained a good amount of weight. You're more fit, but what about you?
What is that? You're more fit, but what about you?
Like, no, I know you hit the gym, but I don't know if he's been like consistent with that.
Really consistent last spring, somewhat consistent last fall, but I was recruiting full time, so that's like a full time job in my opinion. Last semester, I was traveling a bit much, classes are a bit much. I was still working out, but I mean, I still work out pretty regularly. I would say minimum around 5 days a week. But if I can't work out, I just make sure to walk a lot more, because sometimes I'm just like not in the mood to be at the gym.
No, so, I know what you mean. Like,
but most times I enjoy being at the gym. Like taking a workout is like an hour 30. If I want to do cardio, maybe 2 hours, but like around an hour 45, an hour 30 most times. So
that was tied to lifestyle balance. Let me think about something for me, because I feel like I have something to say about this. It always ties to it is what you make of it. Yeah. And if you're like if you're a lazy person and you just got sent off to Vanderbilt, it's going to be a pain it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. So
but I think sometimes that is what you need, and that actually helps you grow.
The push to
it can go one of both ways though.
I agree with the one. I think
true, but I think most times it makes you see that like you really do need to put some change in, because you see how successful people are able to be just by putting in a little bit of work. And then if you start to put in a little bit more work than them, because they already think that success right there is enough, then it's like you're already better. Like putting in a little bit of work here and there always leads to something. And if you're just willing to put in a little bit more each time, it's like it's going to compound. And then you're going to be like, you're going to look back at yourself and you're like, did I really do all that? And you're like, dang, I'm really pushed myself. And then you can kind of calm down. But it's kind of like.
That's a snowball though. Like if you slowly do it over time.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like, you like work really hard for something, you get it, and then you kind of relax a little bit, and then you keep grinding. Like you can't always be grinding. Like if you're always grinding, it just doesn't make sense. Like that's why we
tell
have,
me that
like, Thanksgiving break, spring break. Like I don't work during those times. Like I'll respond to emails, I'll do assignments if need be, but I usually leave them alone. Like I don't care. Like because I know myself that like if I get 9 hours of sleep, I'm like the most productive person. Like I'll literally finish all my work in like a couple hours. But if I get like 6 hours of sleep, it takes me like another 2, because I'm just like gonna get annoyed with the work because I'm tired of doing it.
Yeah, dude, the nighttime is my time. Like after like I would say 10 o'clock, I'm not doing any more work. Like
yeah, that's fair, honestly. Like
my friends are usually like they only stay up just because I stay up late. So if I'm not playing games at that time, they're asleep. Like when I come home late from classes, they're asleep already. So I gotta be like there at like 9 or 10. And then be like, yo, hop on the game. And then they'll hop on until like 1 or 2. And then they're going to bed. But if I'm not like on, they'll be asleep by 11, bro. Like,
I mean, that's like a normal person.
Yeah. I think that reminds me of, I think what got me through the first 2 years of college is like, when you work 100%. When you're resting, rest 100%.
Yeah.
Like, don't do anything in the middle.
Yeah, like,
landing the plane.
Landing. Do that, but
do what?
Land a plane.
Huh?
You can't land a plane. What are you talking about?
Land the plane of the conversation.
Oh.
Get a load of this
guy. The final topic is like, when is Yeabsera gonna invite us to Vanderbilt himself?
When are you going to invite us to Vanderbilt?
When y'all book the flights, my guy.
You're not gonna pay for it?
Who do you think I am?
Sounds like a no. Anyways.
he's surrounded by these amazing people. You know, like you can get the funding pretty easily if you try to.
No, that is not how it works, my friend. I don't use my friends actually. You know.
Oh, they don't have to be your friends. You just have to
What?
ask. Like you
So I'm
said.
like, yeah, bro. Can you like pay for 2 of my friends' flights so they can hop on a plane and come down here?
Yeah, we can help
Not
them
gonna
out too.
happen.
Like
Funding, bro. 6K, right? Per semester?
it's light work,
summer?
right?
Didn't you say you get like 6K funding or something?
I remember this.
For a
I remember
summer
that.
internship your junior year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're
you
reaching
gotta
that level,
You're
so
reaching
like
that level, yeah.
you have
but
an
that's to
internship,
pay. That's to help me cover costs, bro.
but you're getting an internship right now, so like maybe next semester.
in California, where I have one of the highest tax percentages in the entire U.S.
Why are you worrying about taxes, bro? That's why.
Because
Why
those
are you
are
worrying about
adults, not like you. It's because it screws you in Cali, bro. Around a third of your paycheck is gone each time.
From taxes?
Yes, bro.
That's crazy.
I think I get taxed at 22%.
But to the people watching who are, let's say they're in high school,
Yeah.
right? They're grinding hard. They don't know where they want to go. What is a piece of advice you have?
I would say make a list, write the 5 things you want to do, see how you can intertwine college if it works for you. If you don't need to, try it out by yourself, do whatever you want to, and then use college as like a second option. Like, don't jump into something just because your parents say to do it. Like, have a valid reason, a valid business idea, something going already, and then decide it. But if not, go to college. It gives you a lot of opportunities to meet new people and like learn a lot about different things. Plus, there's professors there who have like decades of experience on you, and they can literally tell you like, yeah, you can do this. I know a professor here at like said college, and it might be an Ivy League because you don't necessarily need to like go to a crazy school to have crazy connections. So yeah, but also enjoy life. Like, life's not too crazy, and you're in your 20s most likely, so enjoy it.
I think
Okay.
if you're in high school, I think you should enjoy high school first off, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't take it for granted, because a lot of people do. And I think I had a really enjoyable experience in my last 2 years of high school.
Same. I agree.
And like, definitely know what you want, have an idea for like what you would want to get into. But if you don't, like, do stuff like find out what you want to do before you want to like apply to colleges. And then I think, like, what is it, don't be afraid of like a community college, like the stigma behind like community college, 'cause I don't think it's that bad. Like, even though we said like it has negatives, I feel like the positives like outweigh the negatives by a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So, like, it might be kind of hard your first semester or two at the community college because you're looking at your friends having fun. It's gonna suck, but you're gonna adjust and you're gonna do better. Like, it'll be fine. You know what I mean? That's all I have to say about that.
I like that. Beautiful advice. My advice for you is that the idea of smart is very relative. People think that if you go to a certain school that you're smarter than someone else.
And I will tell you that is very, 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 very wrong. Just because
Very
you go to Vandy does not mean you're smart. It
You'll find
means
dumb
you
people everywhere.
knew
Like,
how to get into Vandy and have the right resources and experience. It does not mean you're going to come out of Vandy with a guaranteed job and stuff just because you got into there.
Yeah.
You need to really put in a lot of work to get through there and have value to gain from it.
You are not, how do I say this? Your worth is not the school that you go to. 'Cause
Or
I think
indicated by the school.
senior year, I think a lot of us felt that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, he's going to this school. Like, he's better than me. Go to your college and career counselor. That is
Yes,
the
if
Go to
they're
your
a
college
good
and
one
career
and
counselor.
your
it's
school
just,
can
it
get
ties
into
back
it.
into like using your resources.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people
But
don't know. You know what I
Also,
mean?
the one thing is, like, once most people get into college, we don't use our college counselors. We use our friends and upperclassmen as a gauge for how to do things.
Thank you guys for joining the podcast. I appreciate it. Appreciate it,
All right.
Yeabsera. Your time, energy. You do
The energy from Yeabsera.
no energy from him.
Yeah, there was an energy
Alright.
today. Yeah, been all tired.
Hopefully this episode helped. I'm gonna catch
Yeah.
you guys. See
Yeah.
y'all.